Okay, I just got a call from the container driver. He's about an hour away, and we discussed the delivery. He was a little bit concerned about snow on the road, I guess, where he is. There's still snow, but you can see the highway here is clear, as is my driveway. So he can for sure drop it at the end here. They just need 100 feet of straight line to guarantee a delivery, but he will attempt to drop it over here. So I just finished clearing the yard. I had a little bit more firewood stacked here, but I moved it just to give him a couple more inches. So if he backs in here and I want it here, what he can then do is pull ahead here. And I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of snow, but the ground at least is pretty hard and it's not very deep. So I don't think he could get stuck. So if he backs it or drives up all the way to here, he should be able to back in, I think. I mean, there's still that little bit of a turn, but we'll see. I'm really hoping because I don't want to have to hire someone else to move it. But I mean, the only way we can know for sure is for him to try. So I will have a container in an hour, but will it be over there or will it be over here, basically blocking my door? Time will tell.
So I just took a quick clip here. I wasn't able to film much of this because I had to direct him. So you can see he didn't get it where I wanted, but I'll explain that further in the next clip. So once the truck actually got here, it became very apparent he was not going to be able to get it where I wanted. I still think he probably could have done it if he had been willing to drive on the grass, which he said it was too much weight. The issue he had, though, primarily was probably time, because they only sent one driver instead of two. He could only be on the road for so long, and otherwise he'd have to take a 10-hour break. So he probably didn't want to spend 2 hours making a 500-point turn over here. Getting out of the driveway was actually even worse than getting in. You can see he almost went into the ditch several times. So we'll look at the container first, and then I have to discuss how I'm going to get it where I want it to go. You can see that it can hold almost 75,000 pounds. And overall, it's in very good shape. I was expecting one that had a company name on the side. They actually sent me pictures of a different one, but this one is actually in better shape. It is a non-functioning reefer, so this was no longer in use. The last time it was certified was actually 2021. And the one modification I had was this 36-inch man door created. The one thing I don't like, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's kind of annoying, is the door was $2,000. Yeah, they had to cut it in and weld this and whatever. They couldn't be bothered to put weather stripping in. So the only place that light leaks in is around the door. The container is perfectly sealed. I'm sure it's very echoey, but it's actually in very good shape. There are, of course, scratches, and then there's like one little part of the floor here where it's damaged, but it doesn't go all the way through, and it's relatively clean too. There's like a slight smell in here, but I'm obviously not going to be using it right away. So you lose just a little bit of space because of the actual refrigeration unit. So I'm not sure the exact square footage. It would have been 320 with that, but it's just a little bit less because of the refrigeration unit. However, this is already insulated. The walls are coated in I don't know what, but it's waterproof. Unfortunately, not salt waterproof. But I'm sure I can figure out something that will keep this in good shape for a while. I like that the ceiling is white, so it's nice and bright. And there are also 4 floor drains in every corner. So obviously I'm gonna clean this out later, probably when it's above freezing, but we'll see. I was hoping to put some tanks and other stuff in storage in here for now, but since it's not in place, I obviously can't do that. So the door just means I don't have to use the big container doors. So I'm either gonna have to get some farmers or an actual construction company to jack it up, rotate it this way, and then they just gotta push it or lift it. Just 50 feet, if that. But now that it's not in place, I'm thinking I do want to lift it off the ground a little bit. The guy who laid this gravel suggested we lay it flush. And while I'm sure that's fine, it would be very tricky to level it. And also because I want to make use of the floor drains, I don't want there to be any chance of water pooling under the container. This is, I don't know, quite a bit of gravel, but it is probably better to get it off the ground a bit. I think I can get away with just using concrete blocks, but it's kind of tricky to figure this out. The container itself is only supported on the 4 corners. You don't need to have a foundation. That's one of the big reasons why I wanted the container. So if I just lift up the 4 corners, it should be good. Even sitting flush on the ground, there is a little bit of space. And here's just a quick look at the non-functioning refrigeration unit. It might be possible to fix it, but I have no use for this. And you can see that it was in use as recently as September 2021. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I just got to find someone to move this, hopefully before there's more snow than this. I don't plan on getting this running until next year because, well, 1, it's winter, and 2, I'm out of money. But it's coming. Progress is headed in the right direction.